We will be trying to cover all of it in 1.5 hours from now, which is 10:37, around 10:35, 10:30. The class will. So before we dive into that, request you all to please study the first two paragraphs here, just for the sake of revision. First two paragraph here. Mathematically, a graph has been represented here in this mathematical relationship, which means a graph contains vertices and edges, which consist of a set of vertices together with a set of edges. They are useful in representing any relationship. We talked about how we model the road network, how about the activity diagram. So that is graph. So we learned about the basics of graph. I guess I called one of you, and then we discussed what a node, what a edge, what edge attributes, what neighbors, what the degree, and what it means to have a what the distinction between undirected graph and a directed graph. And then we also learned about the size of graph. We learned about the successors, predecessors, in degree, which is basically the number of in edges, and then the out degree, which is basically the number of out edges, a path, a cycle, a cyclic graph, and then an cyclic graph. So path is basically a list of nodes that each node and its successor, that is the list of each node and its successors. And then a cycle is a path whose first and last nodes are the same, but that node, the one that has the first and last node is the same, is not repeated. Cyclic graph. If there is no cycle, then it's called a cyclic graph, and if there is one, it is called as a cyclic graph. Application of graph, we saw about road network, pipeline network, and activity chart. And then we talked about these basic requirements. These requirements of, there is this contract here, there is a contract here, and here are the requirements, which basically told us that we need to be able to make a graph empty. We need to be able to add node. We need to be able to remove node. We need to be able to change the value or the element that is inside the node. We need to set some attribute to the edge. We need to be add or remove the edge. We need to be able to add to remove. We need to be able to remove or add the edge. We need to be able to set some attribute to the edge. Okay. It must be possible to test whether a graph has an edge connecting two given nodes. So we must be also be able to iterate through the nodes. When nodes are given a node, we must be able to iterate through all of the nodes by the use of the edges. We must be able to tell. We must be able to tell, or we must be able to figure out what the neighboring nodes are. Right? In case of this, it must be possible to inspect or update the element contained in a given node, or similarly with the attribute. Already talked about this. Must be able to access all successors or all out edges of a given node in a directed graph. So these comments are important here, which is why I'm going through them again. Each graph object is a directed or an undirected graph. Yes. whose elements and edge attributes are arbitrary objects. It can be anything, right? The elements can be anything, city names, any random strings, that can be anything. And the edge attributes also can be arbitrary objects. Basically, these operations, they help you to find the size, the number of edges connecting a node, and then to check if there is any connecting edges. Similarly, the use of transformers here to make, to clear the node, to add a node, to add edges, and then the thing that you need to be careful about are these. It will help us understand the representation better. After we add a node, containing some element with no connecting edge, then we need to add the edge here. Node add भयो, अब edge or add गर्नु बाँकी छ भने this function here, add edge, it basically takes two nodes in, right? It takes two nodes in and tries to add the edges. Add to this graph a new edge connecting node 0 and node 1, but containing no attribute, and return the new edge भनेर भनिएको छ. If the graph is directed, node 1 is the edge source and node 0 is the edge source and node 1 is the destination भनेर भनिएको छ. So basically, these functions, there are certain parameters, there are certain value you pass by value or by reference, that's up to us, to add edges. So basically, this one here, add edge, is similar to the previous one, but it also adds the attribute of the edge. Similarly, remove node and remove edge. Iterators, right? Return an iterator that will visit all the nodes of this graph in no particular order. All the nodes must be visited. All the edges must be visited by the virtue of these iterators, and return an iterator that will visit all neighbors of the node in this graph in no particular order. We find the connecting edges, return an iterator that will visit all connecting edges of node in the graph in no particular direction. We need to be able to get the element, fetch the item that is inside the node, or we need to be able to change it, set it, right? And then we also need to get and set attribute of the edges, right? These are the inner interface for graph edges. Those were the inner edges for the graph nodes. So basically, these are the the ability to set and get the values. This digraph, it just, so digraph extends graph means it has the property of a graph as well, right? It has the property of a graph. Each digraph object is a directed graph whose elements and edge attributes are arbitrary objects. Basically, the same digraph is also a graph. So extends the property, same property runs out decrease, return the number of out edges here. Please give me a second. All right, so iterators to be able to find the successors, to be able to visit all the out edges. That is just the basic of again the revision. Again, let me check how many of you are here now. 23, 24 including me. That's all right. So that is less compared to the other days. So HZ representation. Basically, in an HZ representation, there are two sets. There is one set which represents the edges, and there is this other set which represents the nodes. The simplest way to represent a graph is to store a set of nodes and a set of edges, as in this representation that you see. represent both the node set and the edge set using a DLL. Use DLL to improve the time complexity. So basically, this is one DLL which contains the edges, and this is the other DLL which contains the nodes. The blue line, the blue arrows here, or the blue pointers, pointers here, what call it what you may, but these are the these are the this is the way how we determine, or how we implement the relationship between the edge set and the node set. All right, so if you start with here, so see, this is one W linked list of the nodes, and this is the other of the edges. In our implementation, so basically in our implementation, what this blue lines here, it is dependent on us, but the coming slides, it will tell you how it makes sense. But I had given this task to all of you to make sense of this, whatever you understand, and then pitch it in the class. So uh, anyone who wants to discuss these, please unmute your mic. तपाईँले राउन्ड भएको छ होला. Please unmute your mic and let's try to discuss, to make some discussions on this, so that all of us have similar understanding. Angela, is your mic all right today? Is the connection
Yes,
fine?
sir.
Okay, did you try to make sense of this one?
Yes, sir.
So what are your findings? What did you find? Or how do you interpret this?
Mm, यो ब्लू लाइनहरू चाहिँ यो नोडसँग आइदर यो नोडसँग सोर्स पनि
मैले भन्नु there's nothing as wrong है, भन्नुस् मजाले भन्नुस्.
यो ब्लु लाइन्सहरू चाहिँ यो नोडसँग आइदर सोर्सको थ्रुबाट या डेस्टिनेसनको थ्रुबाट कनेक्टेड भइरहेछ. यहाँ एस नोड छ भने यो ब्लु लाइन चाहिँ एसमा, जसरी एसबाट टीमा, एस नोडबाट यो सोर्स डेस्टिनेसन टीमा गएको छ. अनि फेरि यो जी लाइन पनि एसमा गएको छ नि त, यता तलबाट एस सोर्सबाट डेस्टिनेसन एक्समा गएको छ. अनि यो चाहिँ एजेसहरू.
त्यो चाहिँ एजेसहरू भयो. यसमा चाहिँ हामी कन्फ्युज हुन्छौँ होला. डब्लु लिङ्क लिस्ट एउटा डबल लिङ्क लिस्ट छ, तर यसमा 4वटा लिङ्क छ भनिएला होइन, त्यो ब्ल्याक एरो मात्रै. तर दिज आर टु डिफ्रेन्ट लिङ्क लिस्ट है, दिज आर टु डिफ्रेन्ट डब्लु लिङ्क लिस्ट, जसले चाहिँ एउटा वान हेज मेन्टेन द एच सेट एन्ड द अदर वान हेज मेन्टेन द नोड सेट. एन्ड द रिलेसन्स द्याट वी दिस ब्लू लाइन्स हियर, these are basically our dependent on us, how we make a connection in between these two. So the coming slides that will tell us more. Right? Please be patient, and let's and Angela already has given a good explanation actually from her point of view, and which is pretty accurate, and then we'll see. So basically this search operation, if you need to find an edge, it is done by this operation called as contains edge. So basically this time complexity is dependent on the type of the data structure that's being used. In this case, it is a DLL, right? The edge set is a DLL, is one DLL, edge set DLL, which contains the edges, and then there's node set DLL, which contains the nodes, and these time complexity are actually the time complexity of the DLLs, right? Like basically in a DLL, if you had to insert at the front, then it was of a constant time order, right? Constant, the time complexity was of a constant order. Similarly, if you needed to insert an edge in the start, right? If you need to uh, insert something at the front of the DLL, like the insertion at front of the edge set DLL here, the time complexity is the similar. So if you need to find an if you need to find an edge, you just basically search through the edge set DLL, and then if you need to remove those, you need to first find them, right? To remove one node, you need to first find them, and then deletion in node set DLL, you need to do two operations here. Node delete gore bhane. Let's say we are going to delete key from, let's not call it. Let's say we need to delete W. If we remove W, if we remove this W, then we need to first we need to remove this, and then we need to also take care of the edges, or these, this, uh, as Angela said, the the successor and predecessor, right? The source and the destination, these edges, these records also need to be deleted. So there are two. When we remove one node, we also need to remove its respective edge, and sometimes we also need to just remove the edges singularly, not the nodes connected with it. So basically, this remove edge operation does just that. Deletion in SZDLL, it is of a, it is, it has the time complexity of a constant order. So this one here will make more sense of this edge set representation. For a directed graph, out edges iterators must traverse the entire edge set to find all nodes out edges भन्नु भनेको छ. So edge set जुन छ, edge set मा सबै एलिमेन्टहरु चाहिँ we need to be able to go through them to find all of the nodes of out edges भनेर भनिएको छ. So similarly, so A is the out, A edge, the edge with attribute A is the out edge of S, right? So you mathillo jun यो box मा भएको माथिल्लो, these are the out edges, right? So out edges iterator must traverse the entire edge set to find all of a node's out edges. Similarly, for successor iterators, to find all of a node's successor nodes, successor iterator पनि चाहिन्छ भनेको. So both operations here are therefore of this order. In an undirected graph, ignore the order of nodes stored in each edges भनेर भनिएको छ. So if it were an undirected graph, एउटा undirected graph हुन्थ्यो भने, we would just ignore the order, right? Both मा छ, it means that यदि A चाहिँ S मा पनि छ, T मा पनि छ भने चाहिँ basically it means that there is this connection between S and T. If, and then you could see here the D exists in B and W, both of them. So this means that basically there is this node, there is this edge that exists, and if it were an undirected graph, we just, we ignore the nodes, order of the nodes stored. In this, you see the order here. माथिल्लो चाहिँ तपाईको forward हो, right? This one here, it says that the order here, the order in which the first one here is that of the first one is the address of the first one points towards the source, and the second one is the destination. Similarly with all of this, so in a edge set representation, basically node set represented by a DLL, and then the edge set represented by a edge set represented also by a DLL, and then the order is considered. Ensure that for an undirected graph, so it says that, so this one here, ensure that graph G means it refers to the graph dot contains edges, means this function here, this operation here, which linearly searches through edge set DLL, which it gives the same answer. We'll come into this when we talk about an adjacency matrix representation. Adjacency matrix representation, I have this screenshot taken from a book from Introduction to Algorithms, and we'll be talking about what this means. So basically, it says that both of you pass both of these two parameters here, and then it should be giving us the same answer. We'll see. So that was about edge set representation of this graph. let me again check the total number. 24. I guess it won't go of this. So adjacency set is similar to that of the edge set representation, but in adjacency set, the distinction is that rather than store a single large edge set, see here we have a single large edge set and single large node set. Rather than having this single large edge set, we divide the edge set into smaller sets called as adjacency set. Each adjacency set stores only the edges connecting a particular node. It stores a single node set with each adjacency set linked from each node. This gives us the adjacency set representation. Represent the node set by a DLL as before. This node set is not changed. It will be represented by a DLL as in the case of the edge set representation. But then we are going to now represent the edge sets by the virtue of adjacency set, which is a SLL. So let's see. So in this case, you can see here that if I just start from here, you can see that these nodes are connected. These nodes are connected in a This node set is the same as the before, still in a DLL, but these edge set, right? And even this one has been broken down and from a singular big edge set to a smaller one by the use of a SLL here. So this A and G. So what this means is that S is the source of A and G. T is the source of B. U is the source of C and F. U is the source of C and F. Similarly, V is the source of D and W is the source of E. V is the source of D and W is the source of E. Now it depends on the type of the graph it is. If it's whether it's a directed or it's undirected graph. So basically in this case, if you see like Angela said it, right? Here in case of a directed graph, there is this order, right? This blue lines, blue pointers, if you may, there are these orders. There are these orders here, and this is how it is dependent on the program implementer or the ADT contract responsible, who is responsible for that contract, to make sense of these or this relation here. So the following slides will help us more through that. So contains edges. So now to find the edge, since in this case the edge is represented by a singly linked list, the complexity is decreased in that way. So linear search through adjacency set, SLL. Add node means insertion at the front of, similar to the previous one. Add edge is also similar to the previous one. Remove node, deletion in node set DLL plus traversal of all adjacency set SLL to find and delete connecting edges, right? Before this, you need to add multiple deletions in the edge set DLL, but in this one, first you need to delete the node, find the adjacency SLL by traversing through it or by going through all of them, and then deleting the connecting edges. Remove S is basically deletion in adjacent set SLL. So this one here will make us more clear onto the explanation of this diagram here. For a directed graph, store only the out edges in a node's adjacency set. So that is what has been done, right? Only the out edges have been. So edge, there are two edges from S. There are two edges from S and two out edges, right? Only the out edges has been recorded here. So it has been doing the same. Only the out edges have been being stored here, right? We are only storing the out edges in a node adjacency set. Friends, any question, or is this just by mistake? I guess I'll mute him then. Any doubt? All right, I guess he's already muted. Okay, no problem. Uh, in a directed graph, we store only the out edges in a node's adjacency set. Out edges and successor iterators now need only traverse the given node's adjacency set. Both operations are of a order, of a linear order. For an undirected graph, however, you include edge in adjacency set of both nodes right? So it would also consist the in edges on top of considering the out edges here. Out edges भनेपछि तपाईको this one is the source, this one is the source here. But then if it were in edge, if it were undirected graph, then let's say this T is the destination, right, of A and E, but it is the source of this out edge with the attribute B. So in case of T, you would also have E, and A stored here. This is what the includes edge in adjacency set of both nodes. Contains edge can search either set but must remove edge from both set. In case of searching, you can find it in in case of undirected graph, but you must remove edge from both sets while you are trying to remove it. So that was about an adjacency set representation. And these representations are actually, this figure in the process of trying to explain many things, it has lost the simplicity. It has lost its simplicity. It looks some things that is more complex, right? But it is really detailed. It tells us a lot. But in doing that, it has lost its simplicity, which is why sometimes it might look as the last what do you call it, a last class, and someone label it as tiririri or something as such for this HZ representation. For the HZ representation, this one. So we'll see how we can just break it. First, we'll see the complex version of this one adjacency matrix, and then we'll go to the simpler version, just what it basically means. So instead of using a link structure such that of a doubly linked list or a singly linked list, we assume each node is allocated a unique position from 0 to m minus 1. The node set is represented by an array A of length m and indexed by the node's position number. Each node's adjacency set is also represented by an array of length m containing reference to the edge objects. So node set are represented by an array A, and then the node's adjacency set is also represented by an array. The edge set representation is effectively M into M matrix. If two nodes V and W with position P and Q respectively are connected, then A of P and Q refers to the edge object. Otherwise, this is null. So we'll come to this. While I'll share you a photograph, and then you will go through it. We'll also make and then you'll be sure of this adjacency matrix. This gives the adjacency matrix representation. It says that the operation is very fast, and then however more space are being used. So we'll talk about that. So see this one. It looks more complex, right? There is this this array. There is this array, and there is this other array. So looks really complex, but basically this says that this array, your S Vico node, it points to this one here, means there is this extending line from 1 to 2, which basically tells that S is the source of edge, or this S is the source of the edge A, or S is the source of the edge containing the attribute A and G. So basically this. Everyone requested to please go through this. I'll give you 3 minutes time. We'll come back to this at 9:40. If you read this, you'll see how it's really how adjacency list is done, how adjacency list representation is done, and how adjacency matrix representation is done. Please go through this and try to make sense of it. First, try to make sense of it, and then read this paragraph over here. It'll tell you a lot about both of these. All right, I guess overall, done reading this.
हजुर सर
सकाउनु भयो पढेर जुन मैले स्क्रिनमा सेयर गरेको छु?
सर मेरो स्क्रिनमा सेयर नै भएन अब
होइन, सेयर त भइ नै रहेको छ।
म
आयुषमा
स्क्रिनशट पठाउँछु हजुरलाई पछि
होइन,
सेयर
मलाई
छैन।
तपाईँको स्क्रिनशट चाहिएन, यहाँ चाहिँ सेयर भइरहेको छ। आयुषमा
मेरो
इज इट बिङ सेयर्ड?
Yes, sir. Yes,
छ
sir.
है?
Yes,
अनुस,
sir.
इज इट बिङ सेयर्ड? Okay, overall, I guess then you need to check it. किनभने मैले पनि I am using my phone as audio and it's really fully being able, fully seen here. So maybe you can reconnect once and then look into it. So since overall is not being able to see the screen, let me call someone else. Ades Podel. Ades, are you here? If not Ades, anyone who's being able to see the screen can unmute your mic and we can discuss this. Okay, if so, then I'll call out name. Ashish Panthi. Ashish Panthi. Are you guys even here? Okay, yes.
Yes, sir.
यो स्क्रिन देखिरहनु भएको छ है?
देखेको छु सर।
यो पढ्नु भयो? ओके, ल पढ्नु भएको छैन भने पनि प्लिज बी अन अनम्युट एन्ड लेट्स डिस्कस दिस. These are this figure 22.1a is a undirected graph, while 22.2b is a 22.2a is a directed graph here. This one's an undirected graph and this one's a directed graph. So an undirected graph with graph G, it has named this as G with 5 vertices. It has 5 nodes here and 7 edges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total 7 connections here. So an adjacency list representation of G of this graph would be something as this. Note that this forward slash, it tells that it is the end of this list. So starts with 1. Okay, it starts with this 1 भनेर भनिएको छ. So this 2 means that this is a neighbor of 1. Again, this 5 is 5 here. It means that these are connected. 5 is the neighbor of 1. So there is this edge. It tells us that there is this edge which, or there is this connection from node 1 to node 2, and then there's this another connection from node 1 to node 5, and then which is this end. So this forward slash here means that it doesn't have so that is the end. It doesn't have any more nodes that are connected to it. So similarly with 2 is connected to 1, 5, 4, and 3. 3 is connected to 2 and 4. 4 is connected to 2, 5, and 3. And then 5 is connected to 1, 2, 4, or 4, 4, 1, 2 in this order here. So similarly, in adjacency matrix, the one that we're just talking about, this adjacency matrix representation, I did tell you that it's got very complex way, but it has really defined all of it. But the basic form or the basic way is this one. So अघि भनेको त्यो m length को array बनाइएको छ. There is this array here and then there is another array here. Okay, so both of them are represented. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, this here is the name of the nodes, and this one here is also the name of the node. So it says that 1, and then these are, so 6 total. So there are a total of 5 here. So 5 into 5 times 5. As you can see here, the H set is effectively a 5 into 5 matrix, or a m into m matrix. In our case, m here is 5. So it is, the H set is represented, this adjacency matrix representation is done by this matrix here. So 1 and 2 means there is this connect. If you have a 1 here, let's say 0 is false and 1 is true. 1 signifies, so if you have 1 in this matrix in the position 1 and 2, if we have a 1, that means that there is this connection, there is this edge, or there is this connection, or there is this edge between node 1 and node 2, or 1 and 2 are neighbors because they are connected through a edge. So that is for undirected graph. And for in case of a directed graph, you can see only the out edges, यो out edge बाट जुनमा represent भएको छ, only the destination are here. So 1 is the source, 2 and 4 is the destination. 2 is the source, 5 is the destination, right? 3 is the source, 6 is the destination, and 5 is the destination. 4 is the source and 2 is the destination. Similarly, 5 is the source, 4 is the destination, 6 is the source, and 6 is also destination. Self-referential your H sign to itself. So you can see the distinction here, right? Between these two.
Sir,
Adjacency list, yes.
so didn't understand the undirected graph of B.
Of B, which one?
Yes.
Undirected graph.
Yep.
These are the.
Sir, can't it be 1, 5, and 2?
It can be 1, 5, and 2. No problem. 1,
Sir,
5,
and
and 2
how?
पनि हुन्छ.
Sir, and at last there is 5, 4, 1, 2. I didn't understand that.
5, 4, 1, 2. केमा छ 5, 4, 1, 2 चाहिँ?
At last.
5, 4, 1, 2. अब हेर्नुहोस् 5 बाट 2 मा छ, 5 बाट 4 मा छ, 5 बाट 1 मा छ, 5 बाट 2 मा छ भनेको हो कि यो चाहिँ. बेसिकली चाहिँ यो चाहिँ 5 को नेबर 4 हो, अथवा 5 देखि 4 मा एउटा छ. यो 5 and 4 एउटा भयो, 5 and 1 अर्को, 5 र 2 अर्को भनेको हो कि यो. 5 is connected to 4, 5 is connected to 1, and 5 is connected to 2. Okay, and this is the end of this one. Signify गरिएको छ. बुझ्नु भयो?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
अनि यो बुझ्नु भयो यतापट्टिको?
Yes, sir.
Adjacency matrix झन् सजिलो छ.
Yes, sir.
हो, बुझ्यो? Janice, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so similarly, अब difference हेरौँ है Janice. You can see the difference here. यसमा चाहिँ source र source को मात्रै छ. 2 is the, or 1 is the source of 2. 1 is the source of 5. हेर्नुहोस् यसमा 2 र 1 मा 2 थियो, 2 मा 1 थियो, तर यसमा छैन. Because this is for a directed graph here. Similarly, with the adjacency matrix here, adjacency matrix मा हामीले हेर्यौं भने के थाहा लाग्छ भने, if we look at the adjacency matrix here, we find that यो source देखि destination मा मात्रै true छ, destination to source मात्रै true छैन. So see the difference here. यो दुईटामा चाहिँ it is not the same है, यो दुईटा same छैन. Undirected पनि छ, प्लस यसमा एउटा 6 item 6 भन्ने एउटा 6 वटा आइटम छ, but even then अर्कै छुट्टै भयो भने पनि कस्तो हुन्छ भनेर. So 5 is the source and 5 is the source here and 4 is the destination, it is true. But in case of 4 is a source and 5 is a destination, it is a false. But there exists a edge between them. So let me just zoom it once. अलि धमिलो नै होला यो. Janice, is this clear? पछाडिको तलको सेन्टेन्सहरु.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it? So please everyone, please read that and then you will know the distinction. त्यो वर्डमा भनेको छ, मैले पहिला बुझाएर भनेको किनभने it's somewhat in a confusing language, अलि बढी attention चाहिन्छ, but if you read it, it will make sense now. So adjacency matrix, this one here and this one, basically this 6x6 matrix and 5x5 matrix are the same. This is pretty the same, pretty much the same. So adjacency matrix. Now, if for a directed graph, right, adjacency matrix has source and destination nodes at position P and Q, so then the reference is placed in A PQ but not in A QP. What it means is that, let me just yeah. So our यसमा source 1 हो, 2 destination हो, position मा हेर्यो भने 1 र 2 मा, 1 being the source and 2 being the destination, there is a एउटा 1 भनेर true भनेर it signifies, but in case of 2 and 1 it's 0. So this point here in the slide means just that if an edge has source and destination nodes at position P and Q, then reference is placed in APQ but not in AQP भनेर भनिएको छ. अनि यसमा हेरौँ, store edge in both APU and Q and AQ and P to reflect its lack of direction भनेको छ. So both place मा चाहिँ तपाईको representation गरिरहेको छ. Just in case of 2 र 1 मा पनि छ, 1 र 2 मा पनि छ, right? It represents the lack of the direction here. It says that we can use a matrix, triangular matrix, and store only a single reference. Half the space are required on the one. So when you see this matrix, there is zeros also, right? And then it occupies 36 spaces at least in this case, and this one here occupies 25 spaces in this case. So it says that a triangular matrix, if we make use of a triangular matrix, then we could reduce it. But then there is this use case, right? अब तपाईको यदि धेरै edgesहरु छ, if there are a lot of edges from connecting, if there are a lot of in edges and or not in edges or out edges in this case, or just edges in the case of a undirected graph, if there are a lot of edges here originating or connecting the same nodes, then basically this would अब जति धेरै भयो त्यति धेरै चाहिँ adjacency matrix is useful. जति धेरै edgesहरु छ, जति धेरै connectionsहरु छ, the more the number of neighboring nodes for any of them, it is more efficient. But in case जति थोरै छ त्यति चाहिँ थोरै space use गरेर आउँछ. Adjacency matrix has a fixed storage, even if there are less edges or even if there are more edges. So in case of a more edged, धेरै edgesहरु भएको conditionमा चाहिँ adjacency matrix looks fine here. It makes better use of adjacency matrix. But in case there are less number of edges here, then we consider, or then adjacency list looks fine, but both of them basically means the same thing. Okay, so यसमा भएको पोइन्टहरुमा तपाईहरुले नबुझ्नु भएको केही छ for a directed graph and for undirected graph among these five pointers here. So is there anything that you don't understand now? I consider that as a yes. And graph traversal now. I consider that as a no. And since no one's speaking, I guess it's clear now. Graph traversal. Many graph problems involve finding all nodes that can be reached from a given start node. For example, find all cities that can be reached by motorway from Glasgow. From that, if you remember the road network of London or of UK, it was given there. And then algorithms to solve such problem must traverse or must visit the graph following all possible paths from the starting node and visit each node reached along these paths. Related problems involve finding if a path exists between two nodes. These problems solve the graph and terminate when a solution is found. Okay, so there are different kind of problems. One is the path finding, and for this it needs to be able to visit all of the possible paths from the starting node and visit each node along these paths. Right here we look at, I mean, we'll talk about breadth first and depth first search. Graph traversal may be able to reach the same node by several different paths from the starting node. So a graph traversal also must mark about many links हुन्छ खोजेको. Let's say in this one 1 देखि 2, 2 देखि 4, 4 देखि 5, 5 देखि 2, 2 देखि 3 मा आयो अरे. But then there needs to be a terminating condition. This is what it means. So a graph traversal algorithm must mark each node on the first occasion visit भइसकेको छ. Certain orders are have been taken care of. Certain orders are taken care of भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ we need to be able to do that, and otherwise the traversal will not terminate. We could remember the nodes visited by storing a Boolean flag in each node. Initially false, mark a node by changing. Please wait. I guess it's fine now. Yes. So we store a Boolean flag in each node. यदि true छ भने चाहिँ त्यो चाहिँ that has been visited भन्ने कुरा थाहा हुन्छ. Or we can just keep a separate set of nodes. एउटा nodes को keeping a separate set of nodes, mark a node by adding it to the set भनेर एउटा set राखिरहेको हुन्छ. अनि नोडहरु एड भयो भने चाहिँ त्यो नोडको, and then it doesn't revisit it again and again, and then there's a terminating condition. So depth first search भनेको चाहिँ यदि तपाईको दुईटा सर्च एल्गोरिदम हुन्छ, forget the depth first search. Let's say that we have this graph here. While traversing this graph here, if we start from here, all right, and then there are two edges which goes on to two different nodes here. यसमा आयो र फेरि जब अनि यसको एन्ड सम्म चाहिँ सर्च गरिराख्यो भने चाहिँ इट्स कल्ड एज डेप्थ फर्स्ट सर्च. अथवा पहिले चाहिँ तपाईको दुईटै अप्सनलाई कन्सिडर गरेर बल्ल अर्को त्यसको सक्सेसरहरुमा जान्छ भने दैट इज कल्ड एज अ breadth first search. A depth first search explores one possible path as far as possible before it considers any alternative paths. खोजेको खोजै नै गरिरा हुन्छ जबसम्म एन्डमा आउँदैन depth first search, right, in only one path. But in case of a breadth first search, it explores all of the successors of a node. So if we are starting from here, from start, it explores all of the successors of a node. So these are these two successors before it considers any of the successor. Okay, successorहरुको यो successorहरु चाहिँ कन्सिडर गर्नु भन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ यसले सबै त्यो जुन हाम्रो स्टार्टिङ नोडको successorहरुलाई पहिला कन्सिडर गर्छ. It visits nodes in an increasing order of number of edges. Okay, increasing order of number of edges on the shortest part between each node and the start node भनेर भनिएको छ. So basically, depth first search one path as far as possible. Breadth first search each alternative successor before you go further, right? This would कुन कुन छ भने. So if this were this undirected graph, if we had to do a breadth first search, then a depth first search मा गरेको भए चाहिँ 1 देखि 2, 2 देखि 3, 2 देखि 5, 5 देखि 4, 4 देखि 3 मा आउँथ्यो भने what breadth first does it, पहिला 1 देखि 2 आउँछ अनि फेरि 1 देखि 5 पनि आउँछ. पहिला सबै neighboring, all neighbors are considered, right, and then only the successors are considered. So that is the difference between the breadth first search and this depth first search. An iterative algorithm to breadth first search would be something as such. The problem is to traverse through a graph G in the breadth first order, starting at the node start. So this is the graph. We start at the node start. Make node Q contain only node start. Node Q one Q sir, and it contains only node start and mark start as reached. Okay. While node Q is not empty, repeat one sir. Remove the front element of node Q into V. Visit node V one sir. For each unreached successor W of node V, repeat the same. And just add node W to the node Q and mark W as reached. So basically, one by one, node it makes use of this node Q, and then it so node or say it gives them a value, and then it sorts each and every. It search breadth first search मा चाहिँ each and every successor चाहिँ पहिला लिइरहेको हुन्छ. In case of a depth first search, visit node start and mark start as reached. For each unreached successor W of start, repeat के भनेछ फेरि त्यो depth first order मा traverse गरिराख भनेर भनेको छ. So here you have a recursive algorithm. So this is the recursive algorithm and this one is the iterative algorithm. Basically both means the same. Recursive would be calling itself एउटा start भनेर बनाउँछ. Visit node start and mark start as reached. अनि सक्सेसर्सहरूलाई चाहिँ त्यही अर्डरमा रिकर्सिभली गर्छ. लेट्स सी इटरेटिभ वान. To traverse graph G in depth first order starting at node start, make node stack. So it here has made use of node stack. Okay, node stack containing, so uta चाहिँ node Q थियो, right? If you remember Q FIFO stack LIFO push pop in Q DQ. Make node stack contain only node start and mark start as reached. So while जब some empty हुँदैन त्यो stack त्यो बेलासम्म चाहिँ keeps on searching. So just one iterative algorithm to this, but not a recursive one in this given PPT. The class number is $25. So BFS and DFS class. Breadth first search and depth first search. Basically, we have understood that depth first search मा चाहिँ पुरै possible end सम्म जान्छ, start बाट end सम्म. But then in breadth first search, it makes sure that all of the successors are visited before moving forward. Coming to topological sort, and I guess we're almost at the end of this chapter now. A topological sorting order of a directed graph is a list of nodes such that for each node, all successors of that node comes after it in the list. So it's only possible for a topological sort is only possible for a acyclic directed graph, but not acyclic graph. Okay, because cyclic graph ma path repeat bhairako huncha, it goes on and on. A directed cyclic graph has no possible topological ordering, but then a directed acyclic graph has at least one and possibly several topological orderings. So what it means is that acyclic cyclic ko barema you know that there is no one the cycle hudaina. In acyclic there is no one cycle. In cyclic graph there is one cycle, but maybe there's more. So topological ordering of a directed graph is a list of nodes. Okay, there are many nodes in a graph, and it's a list of nodes such that for each node, if you consider one node, let's consider this one here, and it's actually a cyclic one. So let's see. For each node, all successors of that node come after it in the list भनेर भनेको छ. So all of that successor, it comes after that node in that list of a topological sort. The idea is as follows. For each node v, let in degree of v, I and v भनेको चाहिँ be the in degree of v भनेको छ. Whenever we add a node to the node list, we decrement I and v for all of its successor node भनेर भनिएको छ. So in degree पहिला calculate गरेको छ, in degree. And when you add that, it decreases the in degree अनि जब 0 पुगेपछि चाहिँ सबै कुरा एड भइसक्यो भन्ने थाहा हुन्छ. Use a queue of nodes, node queue to keep track of nodes ready to be added to the node list. Initialize this queue with all the nodes with an initial in degree is equal to 0. So I received some messages that some people have to go out of the class at 10. So I will be ending this class at this current moment. I'll stop the recording first.